we feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake it through the back of the pack, kill it anyway. To brave haters face the world's mistakes. Wake it through the back of the pack, kill it anyway. Have I become a little too shy for love? I've been hurt before. All's fair in love and war. So I snuggle up close to the shell I'm living in. And if I let you in, another round begins. No, I'm spinning in a vicious cycle. I'm scared of doing something I'll regret. Maybe this is right, but I'm still staring at your silhouette. What if you're everything I need? A fire in my heart, the air I breathe. What if I'm incomplete without you by my side? What if I go against my heart instead of confessing from the start? What if I miss out on the life meant for us? I need you by my side.
Should I be scared? The feeling's so different now. You got me floating here, a feather in the air. Oh, but when the wind blows, will I tumble or sail away? Or would you have me stay? And what if I escape? I know
I'm spinning in a vicious cycle. I'm scared of doing something I'll regret. Maybe this is right, but I'm still staring at your silhouette. What if you're everything I need? A fire in my heart, the air I breathe. What if I'm incomplete without you by my side? What if I go against my heart instead of confessing from the start? What if I miss out on the life meant for us? I need you by my side, by your side. I'm not afraid. We found something that'll never fade. We can be ourselves and figure out the rest along the way. What if you're everything I need? A fire in my heart, the air I breathe. What if I'm incomplete without you by my side? And what if I go against my heart instead of confessing from the start? What if I miss out on the life meant for us? I need you by my side.
with David Lee Roth, but Sammy Hagar kind of stepped in, and I mean I think he did okay. I mean I watched them in the 90s. I saw Sammy Hagar. I watched them take a bottle of Jack Daniels, pour it on a guitar, light it on fire, and throw it into Jones Beach.
Right.
I watched that happen.
I just had a hard time.
It was a waste of a guitar.
Right, but I just had a hard time with like I couldn't accept the band without David Lee Roth, right? And then eventually it finally dawned on me that that Sammy's the better musician, but David's the better performer. That's the conclusion I came to.
But Sammy was just a singer. Did he even play anything?
I don't know if he did.
Like,
good point.
I thought he just was.
David
Yeah,
Lee Roth
I thought he was
doesn't
just the
either,
front
is he?
man.
David Lee Roth.
I mean,
doesn't
I
either,
just
did
think
he?
of David Lee Roth as the. I mean, Eddie Van Halen was the main, guitarist. So he
Clearly, he was the true
raw,
talent
so-
of the band, the musical
Yeah.
talent of the band. Absolutely.
right, and he was the one that lit the guitars on fire and then threw them into Jones Beach.
Jones
You know,
Beach.
that was That was one of the first concerts I ever saw. I was 15 because I think it was like 1991 or something like that.
Yeah.
Early 90s. And it was so loud.
Yes.
And it was the loudest thing I'd ever experienced, and
You've
that included
ever
like California earthquakes. Yeah, it really was. I was like, this is not comfortable. I don't like this. And this was before earplugs were even a thing. So,
I love it.
I just remember having tinnitus for like 2 weeks afterwards,
Tonight
and being
is
like, "Did you guys have fun? What?
How'd it go? I know for
It
sure.
was great.
For sure.
You lit a guitar on fire."
That's right. Oh, so your video's not quite right. I gotta fix you
30
here.
something years later, that is what I remember.
Right. I understand.
Am I not level?
You're not level. Yeah, so we're live, by the way, just so you know. I'm fixing your levelness.
If I'm not level,
I think what happens, so I'll reveal a
the
little.
audience is being cheated.
Right. I'm gonna reveal a little behind the scenes here. So the behind the scenes is that a little magic is that Green Pants is in a Discord video chat window, right? So what I do is I capture him from said window and put him into the stream. So and that works normally nicely. Now what has happened is that relies on Discord not changing how it aligns shit. So a new Discord came out where they moved where shit is, and now it's now different. So
right. So you're finding yourself unadaptable to change.
I am,
and you're finding it hard to accept that when things change, you'll have to also adapt as well.
Yes.
Is that the problem?
I do hate change.
Mm-hmm. You are an old white man like me.
I am.
So we do despise change of any kind.
That's right. If I can,
I've read.
I am in the process of fixing you.
Appreciate that.
So I mean, we should talk.
I have no control over what I look like or what I do.
So our viewers,
I do appreciate you.
Yes, Insomnilant and Super J are wishing you happy birthday. I think it was very nice of them.
Thank you.
Yeah, very sweet.
Thank you,
very sweet.
Insomnilant, Super J. Very much appreciated.
Very nice of them.
A little bit of a
ooh, I did a bad thing.
Weird birthday with the loss of job. But
yes.
It was it was got some Lego, so
got some Lego, day. Which is fantastic. Sure, so yeah, we are. Whoops, clean this up again. Yep, no, we are sorry to hear that, Green Pants. We hope. I'm sure you are a man of many talents. I am sure that. I
mean, just look at this. I mean, I was kind of born to help people. I think
so. Really,
too. It was kind of time for me to branch out and just start doing this full time. As a profession. So I think that's what I'm gonna do for my.
Okay.
Do you think that's a bad idea, or do you think I should?
Well, I think maybe like but it's. I mean, it just makes me feel a little better that I called you again, besides someone else, to be on the show tonight. You know,
again, that's why I feel concerned, and I don't feel comfortable.
Pretty bad
branching off on my own because you don't feel comfortable enough giving me a spot here that's
I know.
Guaranteed.
I think you know what? Maybe I think we're getting to.
You see how that's hurtful?
I do see that. I do hear the words, and I mean, I think that I should probably.
Are you listening?
I am, and I'm responding.
Are you actively listening?
I'm doing active listening. I'm doing eye contact. I'm doing focus. I'm doing everything, especially now that I fixed your window and you're all perfect again. And I think
and thank you for fixing me. I appreciate
that. I know. See, I did that for you. But I think it's time to make you a permanent guest host. I think is what we're gonna do tonight. I think that's
no.
Yeah, no. I think it's for sure.
All of my dreams have come true.
Yeah, no, I know.
Awesome.
I think it's a good moment. I think it's a.
Can we put that in like writing or something, or like
I mean, I am leery about written records.
Wait, so is this real? Is this happening?
I think so.
Are you staying? So episode 59, yes. I'm locked in.
Episode 59, you're locked in.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. No, I think that's what we're doing tonight. So, yeah.
You know what? Today's a good day.
I think so too. I think it's gonna. We're turning it around. We're turning it right around. And by the way, Sammy Hagar did play guitar.
I swear to God, if this is an April Fool's joke, I will murder you. So you know.
Yes, it could be.
I will not have my emotions toyed with.
Understood.
That way.
No, I understand that, and I respect that, and I respect you.
Do you? If you do, this is not an April Fool's joke.
Right? But me not telling you an April Fool's joke, it very well could make it the April Fool's joke.
again, the murder.
We should get
So-
to the questions.
Relax.
So we're here
Okay.
to answer
Yeah,
5
exactly.
questions from our
Yeah,
users,
exactly.
and
We're
we're
gonna
gonna do that, and we're gonna focus on other people because they need things too,
Right.
and that's fine. It's okay. So our first question comes from Kevin.
Over here.
You know what? Our favorite place, Ogden, Utah. Kevin from Ogden, Utah.
Okay.
Kevin.
All right. What's up, Kevin?
Kevin's in his mid-40s, has a close relationship with his parents. However, I've
course he
reached a
does.
point where I feel the need to establish clear boundaries to maintain my personal autonomy and mental health. Parents are very involved and caring, but sometimes their concern feels overwhelming and intrusive. How can I set healthy, respectful boundaries with parents as an adult? Kevin. Mid-40s, parents
What?
still up in his business.
Yeah. Yeah, you want healthy boundaries with your folks, Kevin? You're gonna need to throw your phone into the Great Salt Lake and get the fuck out of Utah, okay? Because I know that you love your parents, but they're stuck in a cult and are never gonna stop believing about magic underwear
You-
and tablets that can only be read via hat.
When Jewish,
Okay.
Jewish won submarines. You
I'm just saying you yearn to be free, Kevin, and it's time to branch out. And
you
leave.
are assuming his parents are Mormons.
I am assuming that. Okay, all right. I'll say this: do you have the sort of parents who would be willing to respect a boundary, or do you have the type of parents like mine who consider it a challenge? Like, that's the thing with setting boundaries is you have to be willing to. There have to be, because if there's the type of parent that says you don't get to set a boundary because I am your creator, it's very difficult to set boundaries.
Right.
But I think if you have a healthy relationship, that can be done.
Agreed.
Um,
And the
if
question.
not, you throw your phone. This is why I just say skip all of that.
Integrate
Throw
Salt
your
Lake.
phone to
Right.
Salt Lake.
Yeah. Notice is asking
It's
me
salty.
to
It'll
live
fuck it up real fast.
right. Notice is asking me if he lives with his parents, and the question's not clear whether he does. I'm going to assume he does not. Just because the way the tone
Yeah,
of the
I-
question and how he phrased it, he's not like, "Oh, I'm trapped in my parents' house." He kind of says like,
Yeah,
"There's a
I don't-
relationship," so I don't think he
don't-
lives with them.
My guess is that this is one of those situations where, he's close with them now that he's in his 40s and stuff. He wants to make decisions and stuff independently, and his parents are still doing that thing where they're like, "No, you need to listen to us because we advise you." And it's like, well, now I'm in my 40s, so back off. Like, you need
Right.
to respect my boundaries. And they're like, "But we know what's best."
Right.
And so, if you have parents that are like, "Okay, I understand that you're a human being and that
Yes.
you deserve autonomy and respect,"
In respect.
great. Those 5 parents that live out there, those are awesome. And then there are the parents who say, "Fuck you and fuck your boundaries." So
I could totally foresee. I don't know if I'm projecting or what, but I could see what was I gonna say? Like even if he establishes the boundary and say it, like it's gonna be like, and probably the mom, again, I'm being overly stereotypical
Sure.
and generalistic assumptions here, but kind of be like, oh right, we're not supposed to talk about that because Kevin doesn't want us saying those things. The passive aggressive will just like spew forth at every possible opportunity, right? Oh, I'm sorry, you don't want my help, so I'm not going to. You know what I mean? Every little opportunity, she'll just like jump right on it, and
that is something that I have a lot of experience with.
Yes.
Where you start a conversation and it goes into, "Oh, I'm not allowed to talk about that."
right,
I'm not allowed to talk about that.
right,
It's like,
right,
you just want to say,
right, Kevin, right.
"I don't want you to talk about that because you don't know anything about that, and your lack of knowledge is staggering and
Yes,
almost offensive."
yes,
And then it ends up with the whole thing. So,
right,
so how to set boundaries? I mean, it really does depend on the parents. That's I don't think there's a real clear if you have parents that are open to it, then you approach them, you have the conversation, and figure out if they're, if they can understand that you're an independent person and that you need to be
Right.
able to make your own decisions. But if they are the kind that reject that and have a honor your mother and father is a mortal sin, you have to do what we say type of mentality,
Exactly.
then honestly, you cannot establish boundaries because they will bust through them.
Right.
I've seen it
and
time
that'd be
and time
unfortunate
again.
if it comes to that.
So that's
Yeah.
why I skip all of this, throw the phone
Integrate Salt Lake.
in the Great Salt Lake, leave Utah,
Great Salt Lake.
and let your life of freedom
Right.
begin.
I would challenge
know,
Kevin.
Kevin's yearning for it.
I'm going to challenge
he is.
Kevin actually to think about his own behaviors, and if he's doing anything that feeds this activity, right? Do you call your parents every day? There's a flag, right? Do you ask them advice for tons of things that a normal adult should know? There's a flag, right? So think about and be honest
Right.
with yourself, Kevin. When you think about these things, think about this: are you feeding the monster? You know what I mean?
Right,
Not saying
because
this
you
is
don't
necessarily
you
your
don't
fault,
say
but
you just say you've always had a very close relationship with
Right.
them, but now you've reached a point.
right.
Like what is what was
What's
the
that point? What is
what
that
was the
breaking
antecedent
thing?
there? Like
Yeah.
what was the thing that like that started that?
Right.
Is I'm guessing it was something to do with a relationship or something to do with a job or just something to do with a life choice that you were making that you did not feel was their business and
Right.
they felt a different way. And now
Correct.
you're like, it's boundary time.
Right.
And it's like, you know what? I've
Exactly.
been an adult now for 25 years.
Yep.
It's time that I put on my big boy pants and I say, I am my own person.
Yes, exactly.
So
I need to have that conversation with him, Kevin. Absolutely. Yeah. I
Yeah.
never got the I struggled with the because I've had friends like when I left my hometown when I grew up, I was like and I was gone, right? And from that point I was relatively independent and I wasn't beholden to anybody, right?
Right.
But I have friends who were very like, you know, I mean, definitely in their 30s and 40s, they're kind of like, oh my God, my mother, blah, 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 and she needs to do this, and so I have to accommodate it. I'm like, you don't have to accommodate a goddamn thing. Like, what, do you hear yourself? You know? And it's like, oh no, it's just easier for me to. And I'm like, then that's on you. You know? It's like, you've now made a choice to enable your mother's crazy behavior.
A lot of times those are very complicated relationships where
Yeah.
you have like culture and a family where everybody still lives next to each other. And
Oh,
so
yeah.
there's that because families did for most of generations did traditionally live together. This whole branching
Right,
out thing
that's
is
true.
a relatively kind of new phenomenon
That's true.
culturally, sociologically.
Right.
But they with respect to having you know trying to get that get that personal autonomy, it really is going to just depend on that kind of base relationship that you're like what your parents think of as their role and you as like are you
Right.
their creation to whom they have to direct throughout their whole life
Right.
and
That's
you
the
should
thing.
honor them always,
Right.
or are they not living in Utah?
You know, Jack. And again, you know, back to my other point, and I don't want to do a blame the victim here, right? But I'm sure that things Kevin does feeds this dynamic. You know what I mean? And it's like, and I'm saying, Kevin, just be
Right.
aware if you do that. You know, like be honest with yourself and be aware.
Right.
And then a quick step is stop doing those things. You know what I mean? And then you
Right.
yourself will start to change the dynamic.
Like, do you rely on them for laundry? Like, there's
Right.
all sorts of ways.
Like,
that there's
mommy,
stuff
can
where
you
it's
do
like,
my
well, of course
laundry?
I dropped that
Okay.
off. But like,
right. Of course, I dropped my
or-
laundry off. Right.
or
Oh, Kevin,
you
gotcha.
assume- or another one, you assume that they're your childcare person. You know
Right.
what I mean? Like that in a lot of situations, it's like, well, you have to do this, but then, well, don't leave me alone the rest of the time. And it's like that's,
Right.
you know, well, you want to have this babysitter, but then, you know, so
Free babysitting. Yeah.
I mean,
Exactly.
it depends. If you have cool parents that you can actually set boundaries with and they understand that, you wouldn't be writing us, and you wouldn't be living in Utah.
Right.
So, you've made terrible life decisions so far,
Yeah.
Kevin. It's you're in your 40s. You need to grow the fuck up and leave.
It's
Utah.
true.
Okay.
I do have though.
little tough love.
I worked with a good friend about this. I had a similar issue with parents, and she's like, and one of her issues was like, my parents just show up at my house, and I'm like, that's the rudest thing in
Right.
the universe. They just show up without calling in, saying, hey, can we come over?
Yep.
Do you mind entertaining us? Whatever, right? They just show up, and I told her, I'm like, here's how you fix that. You buy thigh-high stiletto heels and a leather corset with the tight
Yep.
thong underwear. And
I'm in.
and the bra with the holes for the nipples, and then have nipple
got it in
clamps
my
on,
head.
and answer the
I see
door. Answer the door in that way, and that will be the absolute last time your parents show up unannounced. Done.
That is, yeah. I think that could work. I don't know what that might cause Kevin's parents to die. Because that's where you have to there's a fine line with stuff like that, because there's like shocking them into being like, you know what, I should never walk in, and them just being shocked into
Just done.
death.
Right. And if he does love them, he probably
You
doesn't
know.
want to kill them, I guess. So maybe use that one with caution, Kevin.
Right. You know, it depends. And I'm guessing what Vanguard just described is not something that your parents have ever seen in Ogden, Utah. I'm gonna go out on a limb on that one.
My goodness. And someone just called me out and said that was a very specific description of do I have that actual outfit.
I mean, yeah, it was. Hey, it was very evocative. The way that you described it, I could picture you right there. You described it very well, and you painted a very lovely yet horrifying picture for Kevin's parents. So we all appreciate that.
I do my best. Painting you up.
All right, I think we got to move on from Kevin.
Yeah. No, I think Kevin's been dealt with. Kevin, good luck.
Yeah, Kevin's been dealt with.
We've told you what to do, Kevin.
Goodbye.
Please take our advice.
You're on the weakest link, Kevin. Goodbye.
Rachel from Franklin, Tennessee. There's a place, Franklin. Rachel is a 30-year-old.
It is a place.
30-year-old female. My parents have been not parent questions. My parents have been happily married for 30 plus years. Recently, while scrolling through our shared family Google Cloud, I found videos of my mom cheating from 8 years ago while she was away on a business trip. Every photo that's taken on any device in my family automatically gets backed up to the cloud. Well, this is your first fucking mistake. But going on, the videos.
Sounds like your parents' mistake.
The videos were clearly taken in a hotel room with some old guy that's definitely not my dad. I can't get the videos out of my head. The smallest thing instantly takes my mind back to the videos. I feel so disappointed, disgusted, and don't know what to do. Help. Ask Rachel. Wow.
Okay. Rachel, first things first. We're gonna need you to go ahead and send us those videos. Okay? Like that has to happen. Because we need to do an educated analysis.
Right.
I want to say of your mom's infidelity with Father Time or Mr. Burns or the Monopoly Man or whoever she was fucking.
I think
it would be important for us to see that.
Oh my
because
Lord.
get those videos out of your head and into ours. We'll do that for you.
Pain shared is pain halved.
It's called altruism. It's called shared humanity. It's part of a shared service to humanity.
I think you can't. You gotta.
But
no,
I don't. Honestly, you do nothing. You just pretend you never saw that.
Like you don't even know, right? Like you didn't even know that. Like you did disappointed. You're assuming that this is a This is like it's a potential. This is potentially a consensual thing all around, even with your dad. You don't know that, right? They could have an open relationship.
Yeah. Right. I mean,
right?
It depends. Yeah. Never think you know your parents.
Right.
Because you may not.
Right.
Maybe you do.
And even if it is infidelity,
there are definitely parts you don't know.
Definitely parts you don't know. Absolutely.
And that you'll never want to know. And so, make no assumptions.
Like the way you were conceived. You probably don't want to know how that happened. Right? That's knowledge you do not need.
Right.
And do not wish.
Right.
Right. Yeah. So, but even if it is infidelity and your mother is doing this behind your father's back, it's none of your business. Right?
Yeah, it isn't.
I mean,
and it's like, so you're really not in any other than the fact of you've got these videos in your head and you have a situation that you don't understand.
Right.
That's it. That's the end of your problem. You don't have a problem. You just have to forget you ever saw that and move on.
Right.
Now, if that is a problem for you, well, that's a you problem. Because you cannot say anything.
Yeah.
So you have we have solved it though. Send us the videos. You will feel refreshed. They will send them, delete them from the cloud, whatever. I don't think your mom's looking back for them. Probably she doesn't know they're probably in the cloud. So go ahead and delete them. Send them over here. We'll analyze them.
How dumb's their mom for if it's really like an affair? How dumb is the mom for videoing the affair on her phone? It's like
I am never surprised by the stupidity of Americans in technology.
Yeah.
I think, like especially some of the older generation, especially with all of the Ring cameras and stuff in houses. I think there's a lot that just they don't realize how much stuff is filmed.
Yes. I had
and I think in this situation she was probably like, oh, I'm gonna do this on my phone, not realizing all of the stuff is connected.
Right.
Your phone isn't just its own. Oh, it's my private little phone. No, it's your leash to the world.
Right. Your tether, so to speak.
It's your tether.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like I don't know what else can you do? Nothing else you could do. You saw him. It happened, right? I mean, your dad either knew or didn't.
You don't know what you saw.
Right.
Yeah, he either knew or he didn't. But at this point, 8 years ago, regardless, it's sort of like, too bad you saw that, but there is nothing There's no place to insert yourself into the situation that is going to do anybody any good.
I just wonder, like, if you need to, like, if the whole thing's like the shock that your parents aren't the people who you thought they were. It's like people rarely are, for one thing. You know what I mean, including parents.
Also, could that be your father dressed up as an old man?
Could it be?
Perhaps
Father
it is
dressed up?
an elderly kink. So you said it's clearly not your father, but it could be your father in disguise, because they have a role play dynamic that they do where he dresses up as an old man and she was whatever your mom was doing.
Rachel said definitely wasn't her father, so we got to trust that.
I don't know.
That.
Have she ever seen Mission Impossible?
Bum,
Because
bum,
there's some
bum,
disguises
bum,
that
bum,
yeah, exactly.
bum, 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 bum.
You just pull right up. I mean, I saw Face Off. You know
Right.
how easy it is to disguise.
I'm going to
yourself?
pull off
We can-
my
None.
Vanguard mask, and I'll be Green Pants.
Right.
Green Pants will pull off
Yeah,
his mask and be Vanguard.
You know what? I wouldn't be surprised.
Yes.
Um,
And the right,
so,
and she's
either way,
30. Assume the parents are in their
whatever
60s,
she
right?
knows, yeah. So whatever she thinks she knows, it just doesn't matter. Just forget it. Didn't happen. Or if it did happen, you don't know. And yeah.
Right, and the fact that it was filmed.
Send us the fucking videos.
Send us the fucking videos. And Silent raises the point that if the camera was set up, it was a planned thing, right? So it's like.
Yeah. No, I think it was a planned thing.
Yeah.
I think that it's that there's not the idea that the phone is a device that is connected to a wider network. It's that whole idea of like that things connect with each other. That there's I think a lot of people of an older generation have a real problem thinking they can think of like a gadget, but the fact that it's all interconnected and that one talks to the other, it's like I mean, for Mrs. Green Pants, we have a Mrs. Green Pants' mom and dad have a frame that is basically a frame that Mrs. Green Pants loads with pictures from her computer, and it just displays in their house.
Right.
They think the pictures are in there.
Right.
And they
in
don't
the frame.
And so they truly don't understand when we have a birthday and then we take a picture and then it just appears in the frame.
Right.
That's still magic for
Right.
5 years. It has not been. It's like, how did you do that?
Yeah.
How did you do? You know what? I flipped it. I went whoop, and I
Right.
threw it up, and it was the satellite, and it banged down.
I Penn and Tellered it right there. Just threw it across the room and it went right.
Just you know what? Straight up magic, Mom.
Oh my lord! I hear you.
So,
I hear you.
So that's what I think.
I would leave.
I have a video recorder. I have no idea this
Right.
is a Google device that all backs up to a cloud.
Right.
What the hell's a cloud?
Right. I would leave the video in the cloud drive actually, because it's not yours to delete. For
I would
one
just
thing.
send it to us. Yeah, I mean, delete it, don't delete it, whatever. Just send it to us. It's fine. But that will cleanse your mind. Trust me.
I think
Once you do it, you will feel better.
All right, Rachel. Good luck.
So
Green Pants really wants to see that video.
we have I first of all, I think we deserve to see the video at this point because I have questions. I'm being asked for my advice. I need more information.
Understood.
All
right, our next question comes from Carla.
Right.
Carla from Fort Jackson, South Carolina. Carla says, my partner of 12 years is refusing to propose because he's not romantic. Saying we could just buy rings, go to the court, and call it a day. His words. I'm conflicted because I give so much with so little in return. I'm not asking for a big gesture, but an effort to show me that he truly wants this. His offer feels like a shut-up ring marriage and doesn't sit right with me. I shouldn't have to beg him to make me his wife, and I'm seriously considering leaving. Our relationship is me giving 90% and him returning about 10%, which he fully admits, and I'm exhausted. I'm turning 30 soon. Oh, Lord. Wait, 12-year relationship, turning 30? All right, we know where this is going.
Yeah, okay,
I'm turning
like
30 soon,
deal,
and I can't keep putting up with this. What should I do? That's Clara. All right, yeah. So here we are.
Yeah.
Here we are. Okay, seriously, the thing we do best. End this relationship.
I say, relationships are complex. They are like the structure of a flower petal. They are they're intricate. They are breakable. They need to be cultivated. There needs to be a sense of balance, but not for you because your boyfriend's a fucking idiot. Like that guy, your boyfriend's just a fucking dick. And so this is easy. Just leave him yesterday. Like,
Especially you've been
cool.
you dating him since you were 18. Like what the
yeah,
fuck?
and he's saying he is not for you. I think that's yeah.
Carla, seriously, ask yourself: is 30-year-old you the same as 18-year-old you?
Right.
No.
I think because it's, and this probably is a shut up kind of ring because clearly he doesn't really care. Like
Doesn't
he's
care.
like, oh, this is just he's in this relationship. It's been going on since basically he was a kid. Since you were both children, this is like
Correct.
your adult
Your
relationship.
your
only
first adult
one.
relationship.
That's it.
Right.
This is
This
it.
dude. This dude who barely gives a
It's
shit
just-
about you. Right.
Right. And so he's never had a rejection or even a date, probably.
Right.
I mean, other than pre-high school. And
Exactly.
So at this
And the
point, he's
thing is,
kinda
like,
no,
Like,
you know,
he grew into adulthood not being a romantic. That entire growth was with you.
right.
It was literally
Right,
like his
exactly.
entire development period was with you, and he's still
He's
not a
not
romantic.
gonna change.
It's not
Yeah,
gonna
I-
change.
Well, it's also the idea that you don't want to get married because you're not. It's like that's just such a bullshit excuse. Like, what does that even
Totally.
mean? It's just like,
Totally.
yeah, I don't want to marry you because I'm not nice.
Right.
You know, like I'm not romantic because you know what? I'm not totally into you.
Yeah, exactly.
And I don't really want you to feel appreciated. So I'm not that kind of guy. Like it's
Carla,
it's like
yeah, seriously.
how
could-
do you like it,
You could do
if
so
someone
much
just
better.
comes right out and says that?
Oh my
it's,
god,
you know,
seriously.
I think,
Admitting that, absolutely. So get out of this relationship. I'm sorry to say it.
yes.
Like,
I am not sorry to say it.
I-
I love these because because these make things easy
yeah,
and
it's
make me not feel so guilty that we're destroying people's
Right.
love lives.
And
This
the whole-
is a life that needs to be
like the whole
Destroyed.
the whole context you want to put in your head is this is how it is now, while you're still not even married yet. Like, it's only getting worse from this point. You know what I mean? There will be no improvements. It will only get worse, if anything. Either stay the same,
Like,
which
what
you're
you
already
want.
miserable
You
with,
want
or
kids.
worse. Right.
That's going to be
Oh,
problematic.
that's gonna be
Because if
a,
you
a
start,
shit
you start
show.
bringing in
Is what that's
human
gonna
beings,
be. Oh my god, he's gonna want no
creatures
interest
that
in
you
taking
have
care
to
of.
bring into this world and
No.
raise. Dear God,
I don't know.
that's doing that with someone you like is
Girlfriend,
almost impossible.
Girlfriend,
So,
get out of this
like-
relationship. Pull that
I have
eject
no,
cord. Just like-
Right.
Not the guy for
Exactly.
you.
You
You
know?
will find someone who cares for and appreciates you and respects you the way you deserve to be treated. That's what you're gonna
Yes,
get,
you
Carla.
will.
Will absolutely happen.
And you deserve that for you.
You gotta dump this dude
Um,
first.
Right. Because
Right.
there's. I mean, it sounds like we're saying it sort of callously, but
It does.
and we are, but
are.
it's still true because
I used to be
you
the
need to
softy
leave
too.
this
Remember
guy.
that? Remember like back in episode 12, I was like
Right.
the softy, and now it's like
Right.
here we
and as
are.
you've seen the pain that
59.
the world is going through as you've been absorbing these life experiences and just
I know.
seeing the hellhole that is Utah.
Life's
I
too
think you've
fucking
come to
short.
appreciate.
Life's too damn short to be unhappy, and
I think this is a growth exercise for all of us.
been
really.
unhappy for years. I feel like I grew in the past 30 seconds. This is great. So yeah, so Carla, please, you got to get out of this relationship. So sorry to say, right? And you will find better. You will find
Not
better. They're better.
Sorry, not sorry.
Sorry,
All
not
right,
sorry.
question 4.
Question 4.
Sorry, not sorry.
The softball. Okay. Brent from Richmond, Virginia. I'm 27, have basically lost my sex drive. I'm never horny anymore. It's really putting a number on my relationship. I'm not sure what to do. My last resort would be going to the doctor. I'm not the healthiest, but I'm working on it and eating better and going to the gym. Also, this has definitely been the toughest year of my life, stress-wise, with lots of personal drama going down. What do I do, Brent?
Oh.
Came to the right place, Brent. Well done.
Yeah, I'm going to go out on a ledge and assume that it's probably the personal drama that is
Right.
likely the reason that you are unable to supply sufficient lead to your pencil.
Exactly.
We will say. But like, there's so many things that can affect sex drive, but like stress is absolutely one of them.
Totally.
Medications, if you're on any sort of SSRI, a lot of those have side effects of diminished
Huge.
diminished urge or ego, or
Yeah.
even ability can
Absolutely.
sometimes be impacted.
You could
So,
potentially have a medical issue, right? That you don't know, it's undiagnosed,
Right.
you don't know about, right? So you should absolutely go to the doctor. There's nothing to be ashamed about, dude. By saying,
No.
hey, my sex
And-
drive's gone on 27. That doesn't seem right. And the doctor's like, it's absolutely not right. Let's run some tests, right?
because the doctor will tell, because as far as the recommendations for a sex drive for just a male without particular health problems is, if you lose your sex drive, all the doctor will tell you is you need to exercise and eat better.
Yeah.
That is what they will say. They will say you need to take care of your body, and that is and that is what will help.
I think they'll do
There-
blood work and
there
check his
are
levels. I think they will.
Right, because it could be
A hormone thing.
it could be coronary. It could be
Absolutely.
coronary artery.
Right.
I mean,
It'd be
you're about
indicative
to
of
die,
something
man.
bad. Exactly.
You're gonna die. Like,
we're all going to die.
I don't. Yeah, but like, man, so it could be high blood pressure, it could be medication, or it could be just the stress.
The stress.
So
Yeah, simplify
I
your
think-
life. Simplify your life,
Yeah.
Brent. Simplify your life. The things that are causing you stress, remove them one by one.
I think you have to. Oh, because yeah, he says it's pretty. It's doing a like. I think he needs to do things to try to maybe like increase like intimacy or whatever with his partner as well. Like if maybe if he, you know, is with his partner more or is tries to I don't know it initiates more, he might
Are you
get
recommending
himself
anal?
into the mood. No, but you clearly are, and so we can talk about pegging after. But I'm saying
Oh, I'm sorry. I
Differently.
don't want to put words in your mouth. Carry on.
I don't even know where I was. You know what? Now I've been so blindsided by your vulgarity.
Anal
that I'm
come
not
out of
even-
nowhere, man.
I didn't even.
Bam. Right in there.
Wow, just like a headshot.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but yeah, the number one thing is really like taking care of yourself, but
Yes.
going to the doctor, having your blood levels and all that checked,
Yes.
and then assuming there is no underlying medical condition, then it's trying to manage the stress in your life and trying to see if there's something out there that's basically bothering you so much in the back of your mind that it's like your brain almost doesn't want to let you get pleasure.
Right.
Like that is an issue that
That's
some
an
people
issue.
have. It's like your
Serious
brain,
issue.
if you're depressed, your brain will almost just refuse to go there. Like and that is another thing though a doctor can be helpful with.
Right.
Huge proponent of medical care and medical professionals, because we are not those, but big fans of them who do go and learn all that. So definitely don't feel bad about it, because like it concerns me that like going to the doctor's like I wouldn't do that. It's
Me
my
too.
last
That
option.
concerned me
Like,
when you wrote that. It's like, no, that's what you do.
Like it shouldn't be like what it's like. It's like people who say like the last thing they would do to meet a person is online. It's like it would much rather meet them in a bar drunk.
Right. It's like, would you though?
That's the
Would
way.
you? Is that the way?
It's like
That's
it's just
the way.
it's like yeah. So there is I guess a stereotype of like I can't go to a doctor because that like is
You're weak.
it's not like
you're
a erectile
embarrassing or
dysfunction. He's
something,
saying
or-
he's lower. You have a lowered libido. That is a medical thing.
correct.
Have it checked out. If you
Right.
have no actual physical anything wrong like high blood pressure or
And
anything,
stress habits
and
and
you're not
lifestyle.
taking any medication, and you're eating healthy and taking care of yourself, then it's the stress.
Right.
And perhaps like what do you think about advising? What if he just like went off to one of those like orgies in Spain or something like
Spanish
just-
orgy.
well, there are. There are lots of places that you can go and like for a ticket and with your if you have a valid medical certificate that you're free of certain diseases and you pay a certain stake.
Prescription for
There
orgy.
are places that you can go
Right.
and vacation
Right.
for $10,000-$20,000, but it's a
You normally need to
question,
bring
no
a,
questions asked.
right. You normally
type
need
of
to bring
situation.
a woman to those, don't you?
Nope, not
Oh.
if you have the money. That's the thing. If you, it's
Money
much
can-
less if you bring the woman.
I
If you
see.
are and you have the money, then it's okay. There still will always be a balance. The people who run the establishments keep the ratio very consistent. So there's a lot of
lot
different
about this.
like financial and contracts and all sorts of stuff. There's different laws depending on what nation you're doing this in.
A lot of it. Would you pay to orgy?
So I would not. That would not be. That would not be my thing. I would be like, there's too many people here. Like I would be
too much
uncomfortable.
going on.
There's this. This is not good. I'd be putting hand sanitizer on and just
Everything.
be like, you know what? I don't. No, thank you. This is a lot.
Please and thank you. No, thank
and
you.
you know what? Because I'm honest about myself,
Yeah.
and that's how I think I would. That's how I would feel. But Brent, I don't know.
Yeah.
You've lost your sex drive. Maybe Spanish orgy.
I don't know if he'd be up for the Spanish
All of a
orgy if
sudden,
he has no sex
you know,
drive.
The little guy starts getting some attention.
Maybe it's the
and,
right
starts
situation. Or
becoming,
something.
oh, you know what?
I-
There is something I'm into.
presuming that his romantic partner would be up for that, maybe she wouldn't be.
Um,
she would say, "Okay,
Okay,
explain this
what
to
if
me,
he doesn't
Brent.
tell her?
All right, I'll be his Brent's girlfriend. Okay, so Brent, you be Brent, I'll be Brent's girlfriend. Explain to me this plan."
Okay. 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 I haven't
Brent.
had a lot of libido lately, and I've been feeling
I've noticed.
a little depressed, and I know it's really kind of it's affected our sex drive, and I love you, and I know that sex is a healthy part of any relationship, and I
It
want
is.
that part of our relationship to be strong.
It is.
So
And I'll do
I'm
anything I
gonna
can do
go
to help.
ahead and go to a Spanish orgy for a couple weeks. I'm gonna make sure I don't have any diseases, but I'm gonna go ahead and fuck a lot of Spaniards, and then I'm gonna come back, and things are gonna be wonderful. I
Okay.
think
I'm leaving you.
this is gonna cost us $20,000.
I'm leaving you. That's the same thing I've ever fucking heard.
It was nice knowing you. I've already put down a deposit on the orgy.
The orgy is happening, is what you're saying.
I got my passport updated.
Right.
I got the for
Spanish
this one I
orgy.
needed a visa. I can't even talk
Right,
about
right.
where it is.
Okay, well, there you go.
It
That's
wasn't-
a choice.
yeah.
All right. No, that didn't work out so good. So, Brent, yeah, go see a doctor.
I think
Tell
it
him
could
about your
work out great.
problem, and check out your health, and take care of you. You say you're not the healthiest, so you're starting to do the right things. You're eating better, going to the
Right.
gym. That's exactly what you need to do. So check with your doctor. They'll have other advice. Could be weight gain, could be hormone imbalance, right?
Yep, could be medication.
Could be medication.
Could be lack of Spanish orgy.
Could be like
Lots of stuff.
I never knew about
Lack
the
of Spanish
orgies.
orgy is surprisingly
I never knew.
high up on the list of reasons that
I think I would do it.
males have a low libido.
I think I would
It's-
Spanish orgy.
I think you would too.
I think I would
I think I think
be
you would as well.
interested in checking out that scene.
We can take that
Do you,
offline, and I
do
can
you have to
send you
do?
some
Do you have to do
information.
buy stuff?
But we need to. I don't need to explain no, you do not.
Alright, that's fine.
There are a series of rules, and it depends on the situation. But
Okay.
you have to, or not. There is nothing you have to do.
Okay,
Everything
good.
is consensual. What type of places do you think I'm recommending?
That's fair. That's
Vanguard?
fair. We'll
Like, that's insulting.
We'll talk
It's
after.
insulting.
We'll talk after.
I would only respectable orgies, classy Spanish orgies.
like Madrid.
That's my game.
or
Yeah, I
Barcelona.
mean, honestly, it's a little. When you're in the city proper, it's like most of these places. Yeah,
In the burbs.
You get out about 30 miles into Madras. Yeah. It's
All right. So Brent, good luck again. Please see your doctor. That's our biggest advice.
Right.
All right. Last one comes from Kirsten from Dayton,
was
Ohio. Kirsten says from Dayton, she is 30-year-old female dating a 29-year-old male. We've been together 7 months. He spoils me so much. Pays for and buys me things. He genuinely tries to be sweet, and I appreciate it. However, he sucks in the bedroom. We only have sex once every 2 weeks. He always makes me go on top, which I hate, and there's zero passion. Try to push all this aside and pretend sex isn't important in a relationship. I don't want to break up with him because of it, but it's gotten to the point where I'm reading romance books to compensate for the lack of sex in my own life. What do I do?
Your life is a living fucking nightmare. I'm sorry to say, Kirsten. You should have realized that and looked around when you found yourself in fucking Ohio. You've made some seriously poor life choices. But bringing it back,
There's a sexual incompatibility here, is what we have.
This is-
Sexual incompatibility.
well, yes, yeah. So there, you've got a lack of passion. I think
Right.
going on in your marriage. So
dating
there are,
7 months. Dating 7 months.
or
No
dating.
marriage.
Oh, dating. Oh, right.
Cool.
Not marriage. Yeah, marriage. Yeah. Well, I think the common wisdom would be, like you change your pattern of initiating sex is sometimes a way to like increasing overall intimacy. So changing the way that you initiate sex, even holding hands more often, stuff like that will
Right.
actually sort of release the endorphins that can
Right.
help.
Make out before clothes come off. You know what I mean? Get the
Right.
passion flowing. Get the...
Like allow tension to build. That's a real
Right.
thing. It actually the body's anticipation
Right.
and the oxytocin that is released is a part.
Absolutely.
All of it's part of the evolutionary package.
Right.
Um,
Put little
you
tips
know,
out there
that
like,
eventually-
hey, oh, they want you to go down on me. Will you go down on me? You know what I mean? He'll be like, I'm not going down on you. Just, that's an
I
answer.
think, yeah, I don't like. There definitely is going to need to be a conversation with with your partner about likes and dislikes and all that stuff, because the fact that he's like, you know, always have to be on top what you hate. Okay, right there, that's the fact that you hate that, and that's just what always happens, is a huge red flag. Like, you know, that, you know, address that first. You know, you got to be emotionally vulnerable, but you're gonna need to tell your boyfriend, you know, you want more, or else, you know, you're heading out to the Vanguard.
Greener pastures.
So,
that's right. I mean, you know, I would if I could, but I won't.
You know, but what you have to do is you have to make sex a priority, and you have to vary the kind of sex that you have, and you have to have the conversation. And you have to be willing to put in the effort. You have to be willing to send us the videos.
Add it back to the videos.
You know, it's all part of the package. You know.
Yeah, I mean, try having the conversation with them, Kirsten, to say, look, you know, I'm not getting a lot of fulfillment of our sex life. I'd like to try. I like to spice it up. I like to try different things. You know, what are you up for? Let's talk about your fantasies. Turn it back on them, right? Say, what do you involve me? Not just riding you, right? Those kinds of things, and see where it goes. And if he's really not taking the bait or biting, guys have a sexual incompatibility. What are you gonna do?
Right? Or maybe he does not like being bitten. Maybe he does.
Maybe that's one of his things.
Or exactly. Again,
you could try.
An entire scenario was outlined by Vanguard earlier in the show. If you could go back and watch that, he gives a particularly alluring portrait of himself in stilettos and a leather corset. It's not to be missed, especially with the flourish with which he explains it and what it would look like. So I encourage you to go back and please watch that.
There you go.
And then fast forward back to this part.
Oh my goodness. Yes. So yeah.
Man,
because there could be things
I was here. I watched.
That's right. But there could be things like he could have hangups about, you know what I mean, that he's not willing to talk about. So you broach the subject and just had that conversation with him. He's not willing to talk about it, not willing to meet you in the middle or anything like that. That's when you got to face the fact. Relationship.
Right.
Probably over.
Well, because the conversation is absolutely the first thing, and it can involve all of these different things. But like that's the fact that you're you feel this way, you're writing to us, and you're feeling the need to satisfy yourself using other measures such as romance books, which then can also be a substitute with porn or infidelity. Those all lead down dark roads, or not that porn's a dark road, but it's a very profitable road. But
plentiful.
I think
abundant.
It's just different industries. I just stay off the dark web. It'll change your life.
Not download the Tor browser. Do not.
Yeah, exactly. When you don't need an Onion browser, like it's not necessary. So I think, anything else? I think,
I think it's it.
Really,
and the thing is, 7 months. 7 months, they should still be in the honeymoon phase of the relationship. They should be banging constantly, and they're not. So that's a flag too.
Right.
Oh.
Right. That's true. Like if only, and at the age. Yeah. Right. So this is so have that conversation. If the conversation starts to go sideways, then you should also exit the relationship as well. Because okay, seriously, ending relationships since 2023.
I know what we do.
That has been
again. Sorry, not sorry. But that's the reality, right? You know what? And I don't want us to get a bad rap.
Need to face hard facts.
That's right. But I want us to take a bad rap about that. But like, life is literally too short to be miserable with someone that you're not happy with. You know what I mean? It's like, come on, guys. It's like it doesn't mean that who you're with is a bad person. It means there's a compatibility between the two of you. It doesn't mean you failed as in a relationship as a person, right?
Sometimes it does.
Sometimes it does. It doesn't.
Sometimes the person is a bad person.
Sometimes.
But this to say is, you are never you have agency.
Yes.
And whether you're a man, you're a woman, whoever you are, if you're in a relationship, you have agency, and you should have and feel comfortable having the ability to leave that relationship or communicate about that relationship. And if that is not allowable, then there is something, you are in a
fundamentally
broken
dysfunctional
relationship. That dysfunctional relationship. or you live in Afghanistan. Yeah,
Right.
you know,
You were
it
not
could
trapped.
be-
No one is trapped.
You know,
Don't be...
it depends. Yeah, if you're from where you're writing from, yeah, you're not trapped.
You're not
so,
trapped. All right.
have the conversation. If it doesn't work out, you know what? You can find us on Hinge.
Just... Good luck, Kirsten. Good luck. Oh my goodness, dude. All right. Oh, it is speed round, and then it is your turn.
Ooh, but you are on speed round.
I
Nope,
don't believe
no,
that's
this is you.
true. I believe it is your turn.
I did speed round last week. Last week was
Remind me.
I don't know. You asked me a bunch of stuff, and
Oh, I asked
that
you about.
was-
Oh, I remember. Super shit you did as a teenager. I remember that one.
right.
Play a fish.
Yes, the fillet of fish cop
Uh.
car. Yes, that's right. You know,
Fuck, it is
The,
my turn. All right, that's fine.
if I was a regular person on this, I mean, I would help people keep track. But because I don't know if I'm coming back, I don't really know to review the notes beforehand. So, as long as this isn't an April Fool's joke, and I am permanently invited here,
Yes.
right? Okay.
I believe that's what we discussed earlier.
Vanguard.
You can review the transcript.
Okay. All right. I know that it's in the transcript. I just
transcript.
just no takesies backsies.
No takes
Okay.
back.
So, but yes, it is your turn. All
right.
And I think all of this is stalling.
That's
Um,
a little bit. So
the
we
time on
have
the
1 minute on our clock. Green Pants is going to hit me with 5 rapid fire questions. I'm going to answer them within the 1 minute. We'll do a brief unpack, and that's how it's going to go. And I will start the timer as soon as Green Pants finishes reading the first question.
First question.
I am ready. As ready as
Are
I can be.
you ready?
I think so. I think I'm ready.
All right. If you could only communicate using one bizarre sound effect and or voice for the rest of your life, what would you choose?
Shit.
Clock is ticking.
Oh, I didn't start actually. All right, I started now.
What? I don't know what you're doing. Okay, we'll unpack that later. What's a
Final
common
answer.
saying that you completely disagree with?
What can I say? That you can do anything you set your mind to.
Okay, good one. If you could swap two celebrities' careers,
Oh
would you choose?
shit. Wow, two celebrities. All right, so the current president was a celebrity, so I'm gonna say him with literally anyone else on this planet.
fair. If you could have any fictional character as a roommate, who would you pick?
River Tam.
Obviously, I don't know why I even asked. And what is the most overrated snack food?
Oh, Cheetos. I fucking hate Cheetos.
Cheetos. You hate Cheetos. That is correct.
Cheetos. Okay, good.
The actual answer is Takis. I don't know if you've seen.
I don't know
those
what a
things
taki
now.
is. I've heard of Takis, but
They
I've never
are.
seen them before.
They are.
they popular
I have
now?
seen
Are they
them.
new?
Yes.
Oh.
They are new. They
I see.
are considered very addicting because they have a combination of a very intense spicy flavor that tends to allow some endorphin release, and so
Oh.
they become very addictive, but they're garbage. So that's why I think of them as overrated, because like I can't see kids and stuff eating them constantly. That's
Oh,
why
really?
my daughter was like, "Oh, do you have?" Oh, yeah, like they were at the
Takis. Oh my god.
yeah, like the kids at school and stuff had. I was like, "What the hell?" And then I started seeing them in the stores and stuff, and it's like, and I tried one. I'm like, "This is non-edible.
Right.
You did not just hand me food. You handed me styrofoam that was dripped in shitty hot sauce.
Right.
Like that was not.
Gotcha.
That was. Now I am uncomfortable and I am in pain.
Right.
I had no endorphin release. So
Takis.
thanks for that.
Got it. Yeah, I didn't know about Takis, so maybe that would have been a choice. But
okay,
Cheetos.
so Cheetos.
I can't
That's
say
fair.
Cheetos. I don't understand why it's such a big. I'd rather a cheese puff than a Cheeto any day of the week. A Cheeto is like a shriveled up,
Oh.
dried out cheese puff. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather
Well,
have a
that's
cheese puff.
so. Okay, but Cheetos.
Yeah.
Come in different styles, so you can have Cheetos puffs or Cheetos.
Oh, get
in
out,
the
really?
hard variety.
I guess when I say Cheetos, I'm referring to the classical variety of like the shriveled, dried out.
The hard
puff.
ones.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah. But oh no, when I had a kid, Cheetos were the fuzzy The long ones. That's
Oh,
what we
okay.
always had, the puffs.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, I prefer puff. All right, that's fine.
Um,
Well, thank you for teaching me about Takis. I
Right.
feel more lightened now. What else do we have here?
um, everything happens for a reason. Fucking hate that expression. Because
Oh.
yes, of course it does. Because that's how things work.
That's
But
the
it's,
cause and effect.
The most offensive one is God never gives you anything more than you can
Oh
handle.
my god.
Fuck you. Fuck you. That doesn't exist. And to be like, no, you know what? That dead kid? Yeah, that was part of the plan. No, fuck you. Don't ever. Like, that is, yeah.
That's when you
God
get by
just-
someone. Oh honey, bless your heart.
Bless your heart. God won't ever give you nothing more
Bless
than
your
you can
heart,
handle.
honey.
Well, I can't handle you, so I'm gonna
I'll
need
sing my
God
heart.
to force you from my property. Always look on the bright side. Impossible twaddle. Hate that because you can't.
Oh yeah. I was looking at right.
Uh,
Yeah, but mine. What I say? I said, oh, that you could do anything you set your mind to, which is like.
yeah, because you can't.
That's
It's
actually
Anyone
damn
can
it.
be an astronaut.
Right? No, they can't. Right? Do you have any fillings?
Anyone
Nope.
can be a Navy SEAL. Nope. A lot of people will die trying that.
I want to be a linebacker for the Jets. Maybe, but probably not.
You know what? I didn't root for Rudy. I hated Rudy because I was like,
Oh.
who the fuck do you think you are? Why do you get a position? You're a small dude. That's okay. Not all of us can play football. Fuck off. Why do you deserve the
Doesn't
big
make you
gifts?
less than a human. Learn to play the piano.
I was so
that could be your
confused
thing.
by
Right, I
that
know.
movie
Rudy
and
bugged
why
me.
it was important. It was
Rudy.
like, this is it. Yeah, that. And I just was like, I was just in it. But more confusingly though, what was the motion that you were doing for your sound effect and or voice that you would talk?
Oh,
most of
it
your
was
life?
my clicking. I can speak in clicking.
Oh, see, I'm not actually hearing the ticking. Your pop stoppers, I think, stopping it. Okay, all right. Okay, I hate that for you, and I hate that for me. How about I choose air horn? Just
I just walk around air. Oh, I didn't know
Just say it was
accessories
a
were in. I didn't know accessories
Yeah.
were in. I would have maybe thought about that, but I thought it had to be a natural thing that
Or
your
just-
body can make a noise.
okay, or
What about
He
Wookie?
talks like Elmo. I just talk like this every day. The rest of my life, I just only talk like this. I said, I want to raise at work, and I don't believe that we have freedom in this country, and I want to kill myself.
yeah, there's a there's a
Yeah,
lot
yeah,
of
no, I get it. I
a
get
lot
it.
of things you can say in that voice that
yeah.
make it less bad.
Yeah, I didn't even put up. I
Um,
think like there's some. I mean, there's totally like accent possibilities. Like be Arnold Schwarzenegger all the time, and that would be how you talk to people, and you could be like, oh my god, I cannot believe that you did that. You are, this gutty man.
It would it would be difficult to keep up over time, which
Agreed.
is why I enjoy your idea of clicking, because that would
Yes.
just infuriate everyone, and then you would just isolate yourself, and you wouldn't have to communicate with humanity, as
You
you
would
find
just
yourself
click.
like Tom Hanks on Castaway, just
just clicking.
bronze tan,
Right.
catching fish with a spear. That's you.
Right.
Like
Yes.
So
While I'm clicking. Right.
while clicking. Like so first I thought it was like a dolphin thing, or or you see, for you I thought you might say Klingon.
I thought about
Is-
Klingon,
yeah.
but I actually don't know.
Or Elvish.
As geeky as I am, I actually do not know a lot of Klingon words. I know Ishpok, Nik, Toch, Nek, Goch, Ich, Mach, Boch. That's pretty much all the Klingon I know.
Oh, it's like fucking poetry, man.
I tell you,
Wow.
right?
It just it rolls off
I
the
know.
tongue and into
It's
my
awesome.
ear like a
It's
fucking
getting-
earworm. I love it.
It's gotta
Um,
come gutturally. It's gotta come very.
Do you know any Elvish?
I do not actually. I did not study Tolkienish Elvish. You're talking about Tolkienish
Not a
Elvish,
nerd.
I assume.
Yes.
Well, of course.
The Elvish. Yeah, because I believe that's kind of what they still use as it's that language that was first developed in the 1920s and 30s.
Was that the first?
It-
Let's quick aside. Was that the first fake language ever made in literature?
It's certainly the most notable one. It's the only one that I think. Did they do one for Gulliver's Travels? Did the Lilliputians? They might have come.
Oh.
I don't remember.
Interesting.
Um,
Interesting point.
But yeah,
Look
that
that
I mean that was something that's a fun fact about
Mhm.
that book. But I don't. I'm not sure if there were any other. If I could have a fictional character as a
Yes.
roommate,
Yes.
I want War Shark. Rorschach from the
Oh,
Watchmen.
Rorschach from The Watchmen. Yeah, yeah.
Just so like if anyone
Because-
comes in, it could be like, no, you're trapped in here with him now.
That's what I
Like,
was gonna
that
say.
is
It's
like,
he's not
you
trapped
guys-
with you. You're trapped with him, right?
me exactly.
Right. And then
so,
he would put your face in the fryer, and then your face would burn
right.
off.
If you messed up his roommate, he would.
Right.
He would kick your ass, or I would just have Doctor Manhattan, who just
So unpredictable.
we'd be on Mars.
He can just he could pretend you
just,
away.
we'd be like, actually, yeah, he's
You know what I mean?
he's very mercurial and
He
all,
is.
very
It's
he
fickle.
can just very fickle.
Yeah. I
Um,
chose the
If I
river.
could
I
swap
chose
two
the.
celebrities' careers.
I chose the
would
River
swap-
Tam.
okay, and I appreciate that
I-
because you believe Summer Glau is the epitome of
Oh,
female
hot.
beauty,
Oh my god,
and
beautiful,
it
beautiful
is
woman.
everything,
Oh.
and that has been established as canon on this
Word.
show. That is Summer Glau is the official. I don't know what we can call it. It's like your
Don't call her a mascot. That's demeaning.
whatever
man.
the no, not yeah. It's like that. I think she's your ultimate muse, really. Like she inspires you in everything that you do.
Kind of in a way, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. Because okay, when you get up in the morning and you take a shower, what's the first thing you think of?
Oh my god.
Summer Glau.
Right.
Okay. Say.
I,
I'm saying.
oh my god. Yeah, I'm not gonna deny that. It's like.
Right.
I don't know.
I was more of a Callie person, really, on the
Really?
as far as the yes, yeah. As far as my Firefly, the romantic relationships that I would be interested to have on the 13 episodes of a very limited edition show that Fox canceled way too early back in
Yes.
the early 2000s.
Yes.
Definitely, yeah, Callie, definitely.
You choose Cat. Okay. I.
And then Marina Baccarin play. I forgot Honora or
Anara.
forgot what her character's name is. Anara or something like
Yeah.
that.
Not my type. Anara was not my type.
I would say I get swapping the president with another, but like I'm trying to think of like what would happen if their careers were switched just for okay, Ron Jeremy and Dame Judi Dench. Like you have a guy.
Okay.
who
I
just
see where you're going with that. I
who's
see where you're
just,
going
like,
with that.
fucked thousands and thousands of women, and then you have an esteemed a dame, Madame Judi Dench.
Yeah. Like proper English, like
is
just
that
all
like?
the right thing. I hear
you
what
know,
you're saying.
Throw
Wow.
Helen Mirren in there with
Right.
Long Dong. Like I just,
Sure.
I
Ron Jeremy.
just see those. I see those as
Yep.
spaces that you could really have fun with.
Right.
In a creative setting.
No, I agree. I agree.
Hardcore pornography mixed with British theater,
Yeah.
upper class.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I'm just
Shakespearean.
wondering how we could like mix Brian Boitano in there. You know what I mean? It's sort of like a
Why are we mixing Brian Boitano in there? Do you want him?
I-
You want to swap his
yes,
skating ability with
yes,
someone?
yes. Somebody like what's his name? Who's that guy from who's the Irish guy from UFC Ultimate Fight?
Conor McGregor.
Conor McGregor. Yeah, Conor
Yeah.
McGregor and Brian Boitano.
So would Brian Boitano be that?
He'd be in the
Because if
cage.
he actually-
He'd be in the cage
but he-
on skates
on
while
s-
he fights.
right.
Yeah, it's gonna
And he
be
would
fantastic.
fight with the skates,
Right,
okay,
and he'd have the
okay, so
ruffle
that's-
shirt
yeah.
and everything. It'd be fantastic.
Obviously.
Yeah.
And he would either get killed very quickly, which is the most likely scenario, or he does some crazy fucking Achilles shit with
Exactly.
those skates. It just
Whoa.
takes of a guy down.
Yes. Yes.
But I like it. It's an interesting choice. It's a brave choice, and I encourage you to continue having those, and bringing them to light. What was the other one? Let me
The other
see.
one, we talked about snack foods. We talked about. Okay. Oh,
I think I was-
roommate. We talked about.
We-
We talked about everything. We talked about everything.
Yeah.
What would your voice? Oh, your
Talked
voice
about
would be
Takis.
air horn.
Yeah, The air horn just be,
Yeah.
anytime anyone it's like kids come in, Dad,
Right, right.
just, you know what? They'd stop coming in. I would
Right.
end up like you, just like with your clicking. We would both be castaways on an island,
And I'd be
on our
clicking
own.
at you and you'd be air horning
Yeah.
me.
and just
It'd
be
be like
click, 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 not communicating at all, just separate on our islands, slowly losing our minds as our best friends are volleyballs. So,
Right.
Right. That's what happened there.
Spalding and
Until-
Wilson.
Until a blooded hand, the face on it, the side of a volleyball, becomes your talisman of hope.
That's right.
That's when things have started to get rough.
Yeah, that's a
That point.
moment. That's a
that's
true moment.
that's when it's like things have taken a turn at the
For sure.
volleyball is your best friend. We've all been there. I'm just saying. It's
Yeah.
a low point.
We have. Yes. I name. Yes. We won't get into that, but yeah. So yeah. So I think we got everything. I think we got it. We wrapped it up, right? I mean, it's.
I think we helped today.
I think
I'm
so.
feeling good about myself.
I think so.
I'm even feeling good about you.
Oh, thank you.
I'm feeling, yeah.
I feel grown myself. I feel like I have advanced and evolved as a person.
I think each of these does. I mean, 59th time, after a while you start to establish a pattern, and
Yes.
I'm starting to feel this is my purpose, and I'm glad that you're bringing me along for that journey, and especially with my now
I am
permanent
residency. It's like a
job on the
permanent.
show.
It's like a permanent. Like an actor does like a residency. Like permanent residency. It's that kind of deal.
like Britney Spears in Vegas when she was under her
Yeah,
conservatorship.
that's
They
exactly
were
what
making
it
her
is.
do those things, and
Yes.
she did not want to be when she was in
Yes.
circus. How dare
Yes.
you? How dare you?
Yeah, but
How
you
dare you
want
talk
to
about
do
Miss
it.
Spears
You
that
want
way?
to. Well, you want to be doing.
We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it.
That's fine. We'll talk. But just to be
Right.
clear, there's no pay, right? So that's. I mean,
Listen,
if you thought there was no
didn't-
pay
we
because
didn't-
you're provisional status, there's also no pay as a permanent status. There's really no.
I have some ideas.
Okay.
Is all I'll say.
Okay.
And we can talk about them
We will talk about it. Yeah, sure.
off air.
Yeah.
And you can let me know which ones are legal. Or at least the ones that we should at least look into.
At least
Or whatnot.
entertain. At
I think
least
most of them are illegal.
entertain
If I'm thinking off the top of
the
my head,
options.
5 or 6. I don't think a lot of them depend on your jurisdiction and what country
Of course.
you're committing the crime in,
Of course.
which matters a lot.
Totally.
Matters a lot. They give a shit about stuff a lot more in certain places than others.
Huge.
I'll say.
Huge. Learn that the hard way.
Several times.
All right. Well, but in the meantime, we're
I'm
gonna
very
be,
flexible now.
yeah. Well, we're gonna be back here in a week. We're gonna be back here at 9:30 Eastern U.S. time on Tuesday, and
Eastern
hope to see you there.
Eastern
All of
daylight time.
Eastern
Now that we're
daylight
in
time.
daylight.
Thank you, daylight time. Absolutely right. And our viewers, we love you. Thank you guys for coming
So
by.
please submit questions. Please submit them to the link, hopefully, that's under me or him
No, it's under
somewhere.
You. Under you.
It's
It's under you and
so-
to the right of Summer Glau.
That is very important because if the beast isn't fed, then we're not able to, give you us. And so we require fuel, and our fuel is your problems.
That's right.
So feed us your misery, and we shall reflect it back, at you with judgment.
Yes.
You're welcome.
I'm very fond of looking at you. Pleases me.
I am a little bit creeped out,
Yeah.
and I think also with my camera, see, I don't see you directly, so like when I look, like you're actually like over here,
Oh, I see.
the way that I
I see.
so, but again, that's behind the screen stuff. I think it's time to let our audience part,
I suppose so. And we will.
and
yes.
I think that you're making me uncomfortable
I
on purpose,
okay.
and I think that you are doing it deliberately.
I mean, it's
and
clearly not my
I
intention.
see that.
Why
I
would
do
I
not
do that?
believe you.
I clearly.
I
not my
believe
intention.
you are a liar. You are a liar, a
Clearly
dirty
not something-
liar.
not something I
You're a
would do.
person who lies.
I
You
don't
lied
lie.
right now.
No, I'm the
because
non-liar.
You stared right at me.
I'm the
well,
non-liar at
except
all
for today
costs.
when you became a liar.
I am
Today when you became Vanguard the liar.
a liar.
That's what you are. That's all I got to say about that.
Oh my goodness. All right. Well, we will see you all
We will see you next week
next week
in my permanent spot.
in this permanent.
On episode 60. So
Oh wow, that's right, episode 60. That is a pretty exciting
60th
moment.
time is definitely the time to lock it in.
Nice.
So
Nice. We will.
if you don't see me here next week, it's because of him.
Yeah.
That's-
No, send help if you don't see.
Make that clear. That's
I won't.
if you don't, or because of him.
I
I,
won't
don't know
knock
what
that.
side of you. Whatever it is.
You know, I'm to your right side.
Or are you under me or over me? I don't know.
Right. I know it's still.
Said.
I could have moved you just now. You don't even know.
You could have, yeah.
Right.
I mean, I said
Crazy.
we're talking about a person who doesn't have agency. I have no agency in this situation.
Right.
I am absolutely, the person who
Keep going.
is not
That's
in power here.
That's
So I feel, yep. Everyone sees it. Everyone knows it. They watch
Who
it,
knows it?
and they see the abuse.
Right.
It's all for everyone to see.
But happy birthday to you, by the way.
Oh, thank you. It was. I did have a birthday. And time is continuing to move on.
Stops for no one.
And yeah.
And maybe that'll be our that'll be our goodbye song. Happy birthday.
We're not going to
Happy
ever sing
birthday
ever.
to you. Happy
You promised me you would never.
birthday,
Okay, even happy birthday. It's not the singing per se. Actually, no. It actually is the singing. It's the singing exactly that the thing that makes my ears